one thing I remember is that Chipper Jones retweeted Whiskey's Fine. He retweeted the song that it came out.
Did you pass out?
Yeah, I about passed out. Like, that was the coolest thing. I could have sold no copies, and I've been like, yes, that's all that matters, Chipper Jones.
Hey friends, it's your girl, Emily Curl, and today we're hanging out with country music artist Adam Doleac, and we're celebrating his new album, Barstool Whiskey Wonderland. Adam, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
You're very welcome. Good to see you too.
First and foremost, congratulations. This is your first full-length album. This is a big deal. How does it feel? Been working on this project, having it out?
It feels great. It's been a long time coming. Obviously, I think this was slotted to come out a little earlier than it did, but we've had a couple crazy years due to COVID and the whole world shutting down and all that good stuff. So it's definitely been a long time coming. I've been writing for this, I guess, since I moved to Nashville. There's 18 songs on here. There's songs from a few years back. There's songs from just a few months back, and there's a good mix of everything. But I love Barstool Whiskey Wonderland. I love the title. I love the whole feel of the record. And so, yeah, I'm just excited for people to get to listen, hit play on number 1 and go all the way through number 18.
Yeah. And how long have you been in Nashville now?
Coming up on 10 years. So,
10 years.
I mean, I haven't lived here for 10 years, but I've been coming here for close to 10 years. So I've spent the first few years playing a lot of shows on the road. But yeah, they call it a 10-year town. So I guess they're about right.
Well, we're celebrating a new album, but we're also going to play a quick game. So first off, do you have a drink ready?
Cheers.
Cheers, Adam, to your new album. I have to tell you, I never drink whiskey. I'm not a whiskey girl, but I poured this in honor of Barstool Whiskey Wonderland. But you're not even drinking whiskey.
I should have definitely poured whiskey too, because I do know the name of the album and I should have put 2 and 2 together there. But you know what? Barstool tequila. Yeah, you may wish you had this tequila. What do you normally drink?
I'm normally like tequila or mezcal.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
that burns.
I don't know what kind of whiskey you're drinking either.
Whatever was under my kitchen sink that I had.
If it's supposed to be up top, not under. The top shelf is better. When you get
okay, I got way bottom shelf New York shoved in my cabinet. It's back there. So the way this game works, you have your drinks. So we're going to play me versus drunk me. I'm going to give you a scenario, and you tell me if this is something that you would do soberly as Adam or something that you would do as the drunk version of yourself. If it's something you do drunk, you're going to take a sip. And I have this, I'm just going to drink along with you if you also sip. So we'll be drinking on Zoom together. Are you ready for this first one?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Buy the hometown bar around, me or drunk me? Going back to Mississippi.
That's actually probably just me. I would say that happens sober and drunk. So I think that should be a me thing.
Okay, I love that. What about Brett? Do you ever buy Brett drinks when he's in town?
No, normally when I see Brett, we're in the suites at the baseball games when I go back home to the games. So he's already got one in his hand at that point.
There you go. All right, what about question 2? Change up the set list last minute, me or drunk me?
Oh, that is just me. That is just me.
Really? Are you always moving it around?
I'm always moving it around. And, I've been putting music out since 2017. So already in like an hour-long show, I cannot fit every song in there. So I have fans coming up after every show. Why didn't you play this? Why didn't you play that? And so now we're adding 18 more songs to this situation. So it's going to be a switch the set list every night. Just ask my music director in my band. He wants to kill me half the time because it's every night. It's a different set list. We have to print a different one off.
Does it keep the band on their toes? Do they like it?
Keeps them on their toes. Yeah, I think they would rather not have to be on their toes, but it does keep them on their toes. So that's sober me.
Okay, I have to say, speaking of fans being mad at you, I'd be so mad at you if I went to one of your shows and you didn't play Whiskey's Fine. That is like one of my favorites.
That, and you know what? They talked me into doing that for 3 shows.
You don't play it all the time?
We play it every night. I've only not played that song 3 shows. And it was the most miserable.
Oh, you've not played it 3 times?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they were like, oh, it'll be fine. We don't need to play it. It's an older song. And then sure enough, we didn't play it. And it was just the worst. I went right back to it. Right, but it won't ever happen again. Don't worry.
It's so funny. Whiskey seems to be a common theme for you. Is that why is that?
I mean, I do love whiskey. I actually made my own whiskey, so I'm really cool. I love the process of doing all that, and I don't know. Like Barstool Whiskey Wonderland puts me in a dive bar with a glass of whiskey and some string lights and a jukebox playing some old country music. It just kind of takes me right there. That's where my happy place is, I think.
You go to the jukebox. You can choose one song. What are you going to choose?
Man, I'm probably going to go something pretty old, like the Eagles. I do a lot of the Eagles. Heart of the Matter is one of my absolute favorite songs of all time. And the first CD I ever had was Bob Seger's Greatest Hits album. I don't know if you're a big Bob Seger fan.
Oh my God, yeah, of course.
But man, I mean, pick any of them on that record. I love all those songs.
Oh man, Turn the Page, go nuts for it.
Turn the Page, a saxophone in that song. And the number 14 on that record is called In Your Time. And it has a saxophone so solo, and it's the reason saxophone's my favorite instrument, like bar none. But I will never ever learn how to play. I don't want to learn how to play. I just want to be impressed.
You just appreciate it.
Yes, I just want to be impressed by anybody playing the saxophone.
Was there saxophone on this new record?
No, I don't have any yet. That time is coming. I will definitely get some sax on a song soon.
I was about to say, did I miss that in the album?
No, don't worry. It's not in there yet.
Yes. Okay. What about question 3? Sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" over the PA system at a Yankees game.
I would probably love to have a few drinks to me at that point. That'd be that'd be great. So let's have a drink to that one.
Cheers to that. I'm so scared. Okay.
I was at a Yankees game last weekend. I had a blast. I'm not really a Yankees fan per se, but I'm a huge baseball fan. And that's like one of the, that stadium's pretty awesome. And I want to go to every single stadium, and I had not been to that one yet. So we went, and I really just wanted Aaron Judge to hit a bomb, and he did. And then I watched him last night on TV, and he hit 2 bombs. I mean, the dude's a freak.
So who is your team?
I grew up a Braves fan. Yeah, in Hattiesburg, the closest team really is Atlanta, which is the Braves. And Chipper Jones was like my idol. I mean, I was number 10 my entire life. Any sport I played, I was number 10 because of him. And I actually still have a briefcase full of Chipper Jones cards at my parents' house in Mississippi.
Have you ever met Chipper before?
No, never met him. But it's funny you say that. When Whiskey's Fine came out, I remember it was a highway find, and it did all these things. And I think it sold 40,000 records the day it came out. And it was crazy. But the one thing I remember is that Chipper Jones retweeted Whiskey's Fine. He retweeted the song that it came out.
Did you pass out?
Yeah, I about passed out. Like, that was the coolest thing. I could have sold no copies, and I've been like, yes, that's all that matters. Chipper Jones.
Honestly, cheers to the Chipper Jones tweet, okay?
Cheers to number 10. Absolutely.
Okay, let's keep going through our list. What about text the most famous person in your phone, me or drunk me?
Oh,
and have you done that before?
Drunk me for sure. I'm pretty reserved. I feel like, as far as, you know, I have your number, slide into the DM situation with famous people. I always
slide into DMs instead of texting?
No, but it's like, you know, sometimes if you want to work with somebody, a lot of times I'll be like, hey, like, I'd really love for you to write a song with you or feature on something. And I always overthink it myself. Like, a lot of times, these are not like, I'm not trying to slide into like Kim Kardashian's DMs. They're not like super famous people, but I mean, like, I always talk myself out of it. That's what I mean. Like, I'll be like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy. But if I've had a few drinks in me, then I probably wouldn't talk myself out.
Has it ever worked for you when you're trying to collab with someone, sliding into the DMs or texting them?
Yeah, it works. There's some people, I mean, you never know, right? Like, you don't know. There are people that love my music that I don't know. Like, I had no idea they were a fan, and there are people that maybe have never heard of me at the same time. So there's a few people. Like, there's a guy named Patrick Droney. I don't know if you know Patrick Droney.
Yeah, we love Patrick.
Yeah, I love Patrick's music. And again, he's not like uberly famous or anything. We just started talking through like Instagrams or whatever. And so I think we're going to actually set up a write coming up and try to write some music together. So it does work out sometimes. And if it doesn't work out, then they just don't send anything back. So it's totally fine.
Okay, what about question 5? Pour your heart out to a stranger, me or drunk me?
Can I say both?
Sure.
I'm a pretty big talker. Like, we could get into a therapy session right now, me and you probably. Like, if you open the door, I would go with you. Like, we could have a conversation. It's both sober me and drunk me. I think drunk me is probably going to go deeper.
Are you an oversharer?
Oh yeah, I'm an oversharer for sure. I can talk to you like I've known you my whole life after about 30 minutes.
Last one for you, Adam, is get a new tattoo in honor of Barstool Whiskey Wonderland, me or drunk me.
I have 2 tattoos. I have one here, and I have one right here as well. I'm trying to think. I was sober for both of those. Now, to get a tattoo of my own work, I think I would have to be drunk. I'm not the type to go like tattoo.
Just get like a little whiskey glass.
Yeah, maybe so. I hate to go tattoo my own something I did on me. That feels like a weird look. It's like wearing your own merch, but forever. I do want more tattoos though. I'm a huge fan of palm trees, and everybody wants like a huge explanation of why I love palm trees. I don't really have one. I just love them, and they make me feel at ease. They take me somewhere, kind of like Barstool Whiskey Wonderland. Like, there would be a fake palm tree and the neon palm tree in the corner for me if I was making my own. But I just love them, so I make it that. There's a lot of options. We'll see. I'm also getting married in December.
Oh my God! Congrats.
Thank you. And so we're getting married in Florida, and the place we're getting married has this thing called what they call the wedding tree. And so it's this really big, cool looking branchy tree that's really huge. And so I was thinking I might could get that tattooed on me. Because
see, that's right. And that's romantic too.
Yeah, and I don't really love the whole get the ring tattooed on you or the name where the ring should go situation. So I think maybe the wedding tree would be.
And then that's something a little more personal between the two of you.
Yeah, it's just only we know what's going on there, which I think would be cool.
Okay, so I got to ask, what is your fiance's favorite track on the new record?
I could say this, Close That Tab, which is ironic because that's about breaking up with somebody. That song probably
You're like, don't do this, but.
Yeah, it would never have existed without her because I have like all my songs in a Dropbox folder basically, and she'll go listen through them and she's like, why aren't you doing anything with this song? And that's kind of how that all came. I started playing it live and then people started loving it. So that's how that all came about. I think Barstool Whiskey Wonderland, maybe either Barstool Whiskey Wonderland or Till Dawn Do Us Part, I think would probably be her favorite songs on there.
What is your favorite? Do you have one you're most proud of?
Where Country Music Comes From is, I think, a very special song. I think like songwriting is something that we're always chasing what I like to call, or what we call it, simple genius. It's like when you can boil some idea down to just completely where everybody can grab onto it and relate to it, but it's saying something huge, but it appears as something really small. That turning real life into love songs, that's where country music comes from. And it's just all about one night with a guy and a girl underneath some stars, and it's just a special moment, and you're able to, it makes you feel so much more than that, but it's just this little thing, and it's like that's what we're all writing about, those little moments. I think that's really cool. And I'm a big title guy. Barstool Whiskey Wonderland, that lyric is one of my favorites, and also I think Till Dawn Do Us Part is probably my favorite hook on the record. I love how that plays with Till Death Do Us Part and Till Dawn Do Us Part, and how one person's madly in love and the other one's only in love until the sun comes up. And it's a pretty cool little juxtaposition. Yeah, I love a good heartbreak. And that's another reason I'm excited about this record. I think I've only put out love songs until now. You know, like almost every song I've had out is a love song. And I do love. I'm a romantic, but I mean, sad songs, heartbreaks are some of my favorites. So there's a lot of that on there. And I'm excited for people to get to hear that side of me too.
So the title track, did that come first and then you sort of formed the album around it?
Before I ever had an album date or anything like that, that song already had that song. And so I'm always paying attention to, you know, looking into the future and what would I name an album. And so that one always had kind of stuck out to me as like, I almost wanted to cut it just so I could call the album Barstool Whiskey Wonderland. Like at one point, that's where I was when we had just written it. It was a demo. I was like, yeah, I like the song, but man, that'd be a great title. I'm so glad this happened, because sometimes you take a demo into the studio and you make the master and really record it, and it turns into something that you really, really love. And that's what happened with that song. Like I liked it, and then we went in there and really produced it and made a real record out of it. And I just freaking like it. It went from like a song I like to this may be my favorite song on the record. You know what I mean? And so it was a really cool transition to that song for me. And then, you know, once that happened, obviously I was like, this is where the album track's coming from. And the same thing happened with Where Country Music Comes From. You know, that demo was just a guitar and a vocal. That was it. And then we took it in and it turned into this really cool, like John Mayer sounding country song. And I don't know, it turned out really special. And watching those two, I think it was the same day. So watching those two songs come together was really cool.
So then take me to your release night. How are you celebrating? What are you going to do? Who's going to be there? Give me the full rundown.
I don't know what we'll do the actual night of the release, but we are having a album release show in Nashville at the Basement East. So we're going to, you know, invite everybody who's had a part in this record, and, you know, my label team, my publishing team, all the writers and producers and everybody, and just kind of have a party with everybody and celebrate this thing that we've made. And we're also, you know, opening up to the public. So it's going to be our first headlining show in Nashville, which will be really exciting. And the Basement East, which is, I'm an East Nashville guy, so it's right down the street from my house, and it's a venue I've seen so many people play. So that's going to be really fun and a little smaller and be nice and intimate. I think it's going to be a great night. We're probably going to have some of that whiskey you're drinking right now, probably better whiskey.
I was going to say, I hope you're not having this whiskey.
You should come to the show. If you come to the show, I'll have you a good glass of whiskey.
Yes, that's what I need. My sister actually lives in Nashville, so I have to tell her about it too.
If you come, I'll have you 2 tickets waiting. So y'all come on.
Oh, shoot. Okay, Adam, I love that.
2 tickets and a glass of good whiskey. Promise.
That's what we need. And cheers to that. Adam, thank you so much for your time. Cheers. Congratulations, Barstool Whiskey Wonderland. We're so excited for you, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our Me vs. Drunk Me with Adam Doleac. His new album, Barstool Whiskey Wonderland, is out now, so make sure you go stream it on iHeartRadio, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.